Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Wednesday the 21st of June. I'm Nigel Croft. In this video we'll be looking at two UK stocks, British Aerospace and Glencore, and two US stocks which are Exxonmobil and Delta Airlines. So starting with British Aerospace, or BAE Systems as it's now known, I must declare that actually I'm a shareholder in this, so I'm looking at it on a personal view as well. The picture still looks alright. We had the consolidation which proved to be a flag, found support at the 20-day, moved into new high ground. We're having a very small consolidation at the moment. All the moving averages are moving up quite well. RSI perhaps slightly indicative of a slight downtrend, but still above 50, and the MACD are flatlining. On the weekly picture, it still looks very good, still very much in an uptrend. Still getting this pattern of rises, consolidation, this step formation, which is a very positive bullish formation. It allows the moving averages to catch up. Perhaps now having the next consolidation, but it certainly won't be long before we get the next up phase. RSI and MACD both indicative of positive upside momentum. On the short-term 4-hour, we've got a bad tick in the chart, sorry, nothing we can do about that. But again, it all looks positive above the moving averages and in an uptrend, with the RSI and MACD showing positive momentum. On the support resistances, slight resistance at the previous high, 682.5, and then the supports coming in at the 54-hour, 667.7, and the 20-day at 667. Moving on to Glencore. Here the picture is not positive. Yesterday we had an engulfing pattern on the candlestick. That also took us down below the 200-day moving average, and there will be no surprise if the support around about 269.8 from the 5th of May, if that is now broken. On the RSI, we're below 50 and showing negative momentum, and you can just see the MACD starting to diverge below zero. Short-term moving below long-term, which is a sell sign. So the picture here does not look good in a solid downtrend, and look like we're going to break towards the downside. On the longer-term picture, perhaps here you can see some support coming in at the 50-week 267.44, and there is some support back from December around that level as well. RSI is negative, just gone below 50 this week, 46.32, so downside momentum, and that's confirmed by the MACD. On the 4-hour, again breaking to the downside. Perhaps the only positive is that we're getting a bottoming picture on the RSI, but if there is a rally towards 285, it'll soon find resistance at the downtrend in 20 and 50 averages. MACD is actually signaling a sell signal. Looking at the support resistance levels, so resistance at the 20-day 287.05, then 293 3/4 at the 50, with supports, as I said, the 5th May low, which was at 270, and then the 20 deck low, which was 260.5. Okay, moving across the pond, and we'll look at Exxonmobil. Obviously the oil price has been under pressure this week. By the way, do take a look at the video I did on Monday on the Brent price. for clarification on what's happening there. You can see that on Exxonmobil we're moving back towards the support of the 20 and 50 day moving averages, and we do seem to be, it's just in a range trading picture at the moment, trading between the low of 79 and a quarter and 83 and a half, and we're just mid-range. RSI is virtually neutral, 52.35, and the MACD as well are virtually flat lining. On the weekly, perhaps if we stay in the range for a few more weeks, maybe 5 or 6 more weeks, we'll get a potential picture of a reverse head and shoulders, but we're a long way from that at the moment. Support down just below the 80. The moving averages are moving down, so are all negative influences. But again, the RSI here perhaps trying to create an uptrend, but it is below 50. And the MACD perhaps just turning, but very early days. And on the 4 hour, again, it's just a range trading picture that you can see. The longer term trend, 200 days moving down. We are around that level at the moment, so that's a downside influence. 50 4 hour as well moving down. RSI perhaps just starting to create a downtrend. Likewise, the MACD just starting to indicate downside momentum. If this 4 hour does tick down back below the 50 average, which is at 81.76, that could give a push down towards the 81s, 80 and a halves. And looking at the support resistance on XOM, resistance 1, 83.69, then the 50 week 85.17, with supports coming in at 81.69, and then the 2nd of June low at 79.26. Okay, finally we are moving on to our last stock of the day, Delta Airlines. It was affected yesterday by American Airlines cancelling some flights because of the heat. I think it was in Arizona, although it could have been in London. It was red hot yesterday. But Delta Airlines was affected. You've had an engulfing picture. There'll be no surprise if there's some follow-through selling come through on that, but it'll soon find support at the 20-day moving average, which is at 51.12. Because of this flag picture that we're having, upside momentum has been lost, but we're still above 50, so still positive on that at 57.76. Likewise, keep your eye on the MACD, just starting to roll over. But to me, if you look at the weekly, you can see that we've pushed into new high ground. No surprise with the consolidation, and it still looks a reasonably positive picture. In the longer term, you could actually say that we've got a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and we could have a break to the upside as confirmation of that reverse head and shoulders. The moving averages are moving up as well, which will give support to the market. RSI is positive, as is the MACD. On the short term, obviously we were hit yesterday afternoon. 2 down ticks, one a very large engulfing picture which encompassed two of the previous 4 hour periods, but we are falling into support. Today expect some downside initially. That should find support above the 51 level. Here RSI is being lost, but we're still above 50, 52, and MACD as well, slightly negative, but again it could just be a flag on a bullish run. And looking at the support resistance levels, there's resistance at that all-time high, 53.57, with support coming in at 51.12, which is the 20-day, and then at 50.92, which was the low of the 15th of June. Thanks for watching TA for Traders. We've looked at 4 stocks: British Aerospace, Glencore, Exxonmobil, Delta Airlines. I hope you found the video of interest. If you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. I don't only just do videos on stocks. I do equity indices, commodities and FX as well, and there's videos most days. Thanks for watching. Please remember, these videos are for educational purposes only and are not meant as an investment recommendation.